All right, wonderful cunts. Welcome back to Artwod Beginner Roadmap. This you guys fucking just couldn't even start my sentence properly. You guys are going to hear and girls are going to hear this intro quite often for the whoever knows how long. But Artwod Beginner Roadmap, or intro to form as they call it now, grind node, multiple rounding, fucking draw 20 multiple rounded blocks of imagination, whatever. Join me, draw along, let's push ourselves, right? I saw this one comment on my latest video. Yeah, they commented literally earlier today, and they were like, they were wondering whether they should do this exercise, and then they saw this video, and they were like, yes. And that's exactly the fucking thing that I want to promote. Is fucking let's do the work, let's do it, let's practice it, let's enjoy it. Right? The only expectation I have of myself, the only one I will ever have, and I'm gonna keep trying to reinforce having this, is I'm going to put in a lot of effort, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, and I'm simply going to enjoy and accept that that's the best thing that can happen to me. Because it is. Objectively, it is. Right? So, like, what do I want to do? I want to design, I want to rotate these shapes from memory, right? And obviously, while I'm thinking about it, I want to be able to draw this from a different angle. Like, again, the whole thing is, while I'm drawing something, I'm going to be drawing it from a different angle in my mind. And that is what's going to make it even more difficult, right? Now, again, we can do quite a bit here, I think, just starting off, right? So I'm just trying to think of a shape and how I can do it. Maybe something like this. Right. Doesn't look like much right now, and obviously the lines are pretty shit. But I'm hoping, by just consistently thinking about it, and that's all I can hope for, is while I consistently think about it, that that's a difficult line, that I get better, right? That I get better, my voice so deep. But, and here we can actually set the, what else can I do to reinforce that this is in fact, there you go, I can do this. Right, that's a plane change. And then I can multiple around this as well. I have to think about how that would work actually. Let's something like that. And again, it's like, is this excessive? Yes. But is it gonna help me get better? Yes. But yeah, let's just keep working our braid. It's the only thing we can control is how much work we put in. We cannot control anything else. And it would be foolhardy to even try. Right. Genuinely, we can't control anything else. But I can control the fact that I'm putting in a lot of effort into this thing that will hopefully yield results. Right? That will hopefully yield quote-unquote results. But again, it's not about the results. It's just the work is the goal. And that's the thing I'm really trying to internalize right now, is the work is the goal. Right? Because all I'm doing is improving my capacity to work, and that is a beautiful thing. And now the perspective is off there, and that's good, because now I know that I'm garbage and I need to die. But after coming to that conclusion, I also can come to the conclusion that I need to pay more attention. Right, and this is like a very vaguely multiple rounded shape, to be honest. It's really not. I'm just multiple rounding the edges, but I feel as if I can still launch pad off of this, and this is where thinking about it from a different perspective really helps, because I can think, okay, well, if that's the perspective I've established, what the fuck's happened to my voice? Established. If that's the perspective I have established, then I'm just thinking right now, like, I want to create something that's jutting out. But obviously, to do that, I need to understand what it would look like, right? So, would something like this make sense, right? And I can actually, we can literally just multiple around the fuck out of this by doing something like that. And let's see. It is going that way, so I actually should have made this a bit better. Right, and then maybe something like that. That's a bit multiple rounded. I don't really like how that looks. It looks like a fucking dick. It looks fucking dumb. But who knows if I have created a dick that is worthwhile. Right. Nope, still don't like it. It was going something there and then it wasn't. But that's good, because now I know I don't like when there's no intention with things jutting out. Right, so I'm gonna rest my brain and then I'm gonna try with designs again, right? I think the main reason this didn't work is because the angle doesn't make much sense. This that I did right here, which is good. So that means I can still work on my perspective skills, right? Now let's see if we can make something that looks relatively interesting in this tiny space that I'm giving myself. Right, how relatively interesting. And I've already done something like this over there, as you can see. But now it's like, okay, if I've already done it, right? If I've already done it, then clearly I need to do it in a different manner, right? It has to be different. It literally has to be different, because that is ideation, right? That's where design is going to truly take us to the quote unquote, I guess, next level. So I have to think, what can I do? Literally, what can we do to make it different? And I'm already literally doing the exact same thing. So we have to really think, okay, put a pause on it and just try to, as they say, vibe it out. Right? And let's see if what I'm doing is going to result in anything meaningful. Because if it is, I can obviously just memorize it, right? We can now add it as a thing that's going to be memorized. But if it isn't, then it's like, okay, that's just something that didn't work. And that's fine too. Right? Okay, so that's something. And now we can multiple around this something, very much so. But we don't just have to multiple around it. We can actually, I'm gonna try to think really hard right now. We can inverse multiple around it in the sense that it doesn't need to be projecting outward, perhaps. It can project inward instead. That looks retarded. And it also looks retarded because I think this is not centered. Yeah, that's why it looks retarded, because it's not centered. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. That looks fucking dumb. We're just gonna leave it and we're gonna try again, right? Symmetry and centering things is something that is really important as well, right? So let's, again, as I'm drawing these, I'm trying to visualize it beforehand and also create, and also think about it from a different perspective as I'm drawing it, right? But most of the time, it seems my best ideas occur when I'm not too focused. Okay, that's something. I did try to visualize that, but it was pretty difficult. Okay, now how can this turn into something meaningful? There's many ways that this could be turned into something meaningful, but it's decision making which allows us to provide the meaning, right? And the decision making is based on our own ideation as well as any internal reference we may have in our minds, right? It's difficult. It's very difficult. Like, this shape might not look like much to you, but to me, it's within a box. It's angled within a box, and there's many different directions that it could shape into. But let me try something like that, right? Okay. But then we have to think, like, okay, how does this part, because shouldn't that also be projecting outwards? Answer is yes, but it's like, how is it projecting outwards? Is it projecting outwards like so? And does that even make sense? You know, does that even make sense? Something like that, right? I don't think it makes sense. I genuinely don't think it makes sense. But maybe I could make it make sense if I did something like this, and then we did something like that, right? Centering things already makes it look kind of more applicable. And then I connected it like so, and also made this a slightly more complex by adding another cylinder behind it, right? Oh, I'm not even thinking about this from a different perspective while I'm drawing it. But I can, and perhaps I will, right? Because, actually, is this even in the right perspective? No, it isn't, but we've already committed. So, yeah, it was supposed to be more this way, but it's okay, we've committed. And because I'm now thinking about this from another perspective, we can even add... It is incredibly difficult to think about something from a different perspective than what you're already drawing, but the difficulty is what I will choose to believe the most liberating. There you go. Right? And then we can do something like... See, okay, so attachments. Clearly now I'm starting to understand. Attachments create interest, right? Attachments create interest. You may not understand exactly what I'm saying, and it's because you're a fucking idiot. So listen closely, retard. Let me rephrase it as I say, as I also as like a fucking complete moron. Stumble on my words. Listen, okay? Just listen. Don't think for yourself. Just listen, right? And we can do a design replication of sorts, like so, because now the perspective has obviously changed. And okay, so obviously I want this to have some relative importance, right? Okay, so now I have to think about one thing. I don't know why. There you go. Actually, thinking about it from a different perspective there really helped me understand what it is that I was drawing. I'll be honest. There you go. Okay, so we've created something. We've definitely created something that has visual interest, right? And now maybe we can even... Because I'm trying to think. There you go. Just, I don't know, just some fucking multiple rounded shape that attaches it. Right. And we got this. Let's see what we can do with this. Maybe this can literally just be a simple shape. well, the thing is, it's funny because we also have the, I hope that made a lot of sense because I was really trying to get that across, but I'm in pain, but a good type of pain. But we have a limitation now because this is in the way, is what I was trying to say. If that wasn't clear before, I don't fucking blame you. I don't even have anything clever to say. That's just fucking pathetic. But we have a limitation here. So what we can do is think about it in terms of perhaps something like this, right? Oh, I could obviously do, hold up. That makes sense. I think that would actually make a lot of sense. I'm trying to visualize that right now. But doing something like, see again, multiple rounding, right? Oh, and let me just, actually, this was a wrong perspective, but it works out because we can just make it angled in a way that makes sense. See, and then we could do something like, right? I'm just trying to think out loud here. And then there you go. And we can, wait. Ah, I fucked that up. Yeah, that was a mistake. Can I fix this mistake? No, I cannot. That doesn't really make any sense. It's supposed to be more down here. I guess I can just ignore the mistake. Or maybe this can turn into... This can just turn into a fucking rounding on itself. Memorizing this shape is going to be really fun. I need to recalibrate though and go back to the perspective. I need to continue thinking about the perspective that I've established. Right? I don't know if that's really helping, but we're just gonna commit. I don't think that helped that much. Let's see. Oh wait, this was supposed to be, there you go, cut out like that. Okay, something like that. Mistakes were made. And I'm just trying to figure out how I could, there you go. Something like that. I think the perspective obviously went off. I mean, not even I think. It's kind of a fact the perspective went off. I'm gonna rest my brain and then we're gonna try to draw this. Memory draw, imagine the memory draw of the imagination. But, okay, not bad. It's only been 20 minutes. Alright, cool. Let me rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well. Thank you, goodbye, be right back. Okay, to memorize this, we must start with what we started with, which is this shape right here, right? Little trapezoidal shape. Changed planes, of course. I don't really like this shape. I like everything surrounding it, and it's okay. It's not amazing, but I like everything surrounding it. I just don't like the shape itself. I think what's also important is obviously proportion, right? I've really had a lot of trouble with proportion, so it's important to keep that in mind. But When it comes to the shape, just trying to memorize, right? So we started with this, then we expanded downwards, created a little cutout, brought it over here, right? Actually, I think the issue is the fact that I didn't just extend this out. So I think I can fix that for when I do it in a different angle from memory. But let's see. Because then we have the pipe coming out from the top over there, as well as the bottom. Sorry, I just paused. Parents are arguing. You know how it is. That was a lot of yelling. But sometimes they're just talking and I can't tell. So we're just going to presume that is the case. Right. Platform 9 3/4. Oh, no, wait, no. Turn to page 736. The fucking Snape impression. Oh god, you can see a little bit of my spit fleck when I said Snape. Just gonna wipe that away. It didn't make a difference. Okay. Memorizing, like, the thing is, it's not that difficult to draw, but to memorize is a whole different thing. There's all these little things that have to be memorized, right? So I'm just trying to. Okay, so it's a shape that I'm multiple rounded downwards and outwards. I'm using language. Hopefully, describing it will help me while I'm remembering and while I'm also redrawing it from memory. Right, and then we have this little connection here. Then this is what's underlying it, and then that is being multiple rounded outward, and there is a cylindrical multiple rounded ellipse. Yeah, ellipse. Oh, not ellipse, cylinder. What the fuck? I said it right the first time. This is why it's so hard, because I can't even describe what I'm seeing. And then it comes outward, and then we have, let's see, like this shit. Another multiple rounded cylinder. It's rounded outward. Okay, let's try to draw this, right? Let's not forget that there's multiple rounding at the end of this as well. This one seems to be normal, the larger one, but again, thinking about it from a different angle is probably my best bet. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a genuine shot, right? So I guess I'll draw it over here, because that way my hand will be blocking it too, and I really won't have a chance. I just hope this sticky note stays. But if we try to draw it from here, and again, I'm trying a different angle. The bottom angle, actually, even though it's more difficult, it doesn't really make sense to. Again, it doesn't really make sense to do this from the bottom angle. We're trying to preserve details, right? I assume that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to preserve details, and the details, with the way I've drawn it, is at the top. So let's see. I'm just trying to think of okay, so we started like this, and then we went down like here, and this was the shape, right? Like that. And obviously, thank goodness I have the fucking opportunity to fix it a little. Still not perfect. And then what? We did. This is the thing I would like to fix. It's this. Right, where we can just go down from here. Could have just connected, right? See? That's pretty cool. And then of course, I did something like that, where it juts out. And again, language. If I just like literally recreate my process as I'm doing it, should be pretty good, right? Like literally draw it step by step with how I did it. I think that should be a pretty good way to also do it, right? Simply, okay, I think this is way too small, but, and obviously, like, while I'm drawing this, think about it in a different angle, right? Always trying to think about things in a different angle. I think it's the only way to get better in this specific domain of improving spatial reasoning, like one of the really big ways. Can't say only, or somebody will be like, actually, I improve my spatial reasoning in a completely different manner. And I'd be like, sounds good, get fucked up the ass and tell me how that was too. But yeah, like, I think drawing this while literally thinking about it in a different angle. It's a pretty fucking good way to go about it. Although, to be honest, I should have drawn it from the side, so I could have seen what the side would look like. Because I haven't, that's the thing, I haven't rotated this that much. Maybe that's why the process feels comfortable and familiar, and that is fucking scary to me, because I don't want anything to be comfortable or familiar, right? But hey, at least we're already challenging ourselves, which is really good. I'm so proud of myself for putting in all this effort, of course, because the effort is the reward. There you go. Right, and then we can even do something like this, goes like that, right? It was multiple rounded. Something like this. And again, I'm trying to think about it from different angles as I'm drawing it. Well, that line went to shit, as you can see. Sometimes I do wonder, because I'm drawing so small now, because I'm really working on fine lines, how much of this is actually visible? But I watch my videos, I'm like, it's visible. It's just, I could go through the extra effort of like zooming in, doing all that gay shit where it's just like, but you know what? If you want to be gay, you must put in the work yourself, okay? As in, you must zoom in physically with your eyes when you watch my videos. Hashtag I made it funny. But okay, now is the shape that we basically it goes down and then out, right? So it's like, right? Right, it's going diagonal, like it's going outward. And then inward, right? Of course, it's gonna be slightly off perspective, but fuck it, we ball, as Jesus once said. And then he turned water into wine. It was incredible. I was there. I was the wine. Let's see. Okay, now this is actually what's confusing me. What happens here now? Oh, yes. But how could I forget? How could I forget? I'm not saying how could I forget, as in kuda is just another way to say God, I believe in Urdu, which is funny because I was talking about Jesus. What? Life is full of coincidences. Coincidences. No, it doesn't work. That shit. Ignore. There you go. Okay, so it's like, I think that was the way it was, right? Same with this. Subhanallah. Now the fucking song, it's called Fana. Or the movie's called Fana? I don't fucking know, but it's stuck in my head. Well, I fucked I fucked that up, but it's okay. Life is full of fuck ups. I just happen to be one of them. There you go. Yeah, line work is really shoddy. Like a melody. I think I already made that joke. Did I make that joke just now? Like fucking 10 minutes ago? Or was that yesterday? I don't know anymore. But let's see. And then we can see, like, I can draw from the top down very well. Like, I can memorize very well from the top down. It's these bottom angles, which is honestly where I should be striving. So for the next one, I'm going to do a bottom angle, right? If it's what's difficult, I should do what's difficult. This is, I'm not going to say too easy. I'm sure I made a lot of mistakes. I'm sure I've forgotten a good amount of things, actually. But there you go. Oh shit, that was a bit too out. It didn't need to be like that. It should have been more like this. Oh, okay, I fucked that up too. And then we have, oh, don't we have something like right here? I think this is actually a bit too small. It's like that, right? And then we have, and again, I was not thinking about a different perspective while I was drawing this for like the last 5 minutes. So you see, that's just how it is. Like, it's hard to really change the perspective in your mind as you're drawing. Let's see how I did. What the fuck? That's actually pretty decent. Did I get everything? Well, this is okay. This is a lot thinner, right? I think I did get everything. Holy shit. The proportion's pretty good too. I'm a fucking god. No, it's too easy. Like, I literally just turned it like this, right? You see, I didn't struggle. My mind was not struggling. So the bottom angle is definitely what I need to move towards, right? Not to say that this wasn't difficult, but if the amount of friction I feel when I'm doing it from this angle, oh, bless me. I don't know if anybody heard that burp, but I did burp, so I guess I'm blessing myself. Anyways, the amount of friction I felt doing it from these angles is fucking 10x this. And what is the goal? Hard work to really push ourselves. So I'm gonna rest my brain, create another shape, and then we will, or I will, and honestly, like if this interests you, literally start practicing this, right? Make a shape, rotate it in your mind while you're drawing. That's actually asking too much. Now I have to remember that it's a sequential path. So start with drawing a shape, making it as complex as you can within your limits, right? Within your perceived limits, I guess, like, or past your perceived limits. What the fuck am I trying to say? Let's try to break it down again. If you want to practice something like this or get to this point, start with drawing a shape that is pretty complex and outside your comfort zone, right? Just practice that, and then practice rotating that shape while looking at it and maintaining proportion, size, all that stuff, right? That's step one. Step two is to now draw that shape from memory, right? Like, so, and by the way, the difference between step one and step two is in step one, you spent 10 to 20 intentional hours. And in step two, you're also spending 20 plus intentional hours, right? Or like 10 to 20 intentional hours. I'm going off of my experience, right? Intentional being the keyword, really focusing. And then step three is to, while you're drawing that complex shape, imagine it in a different perspective, literally while you're drawing it, right? That's step three. I'm at that right now. These are just arbitrary steps based on just how I'm explaining this, obviously, right? In a way that makes sense and is sequential. And assume like between each step is like a fucking, it's just hard. Assume like a 150 to 200% increase in difficulty and cognitive effort required, right? But it's always the same amount of cognitive effort. The answer is just a lot, right? It's just, you have to think a lot. There wasn't much cognitive effort here, which is why I need to start doing it from the bottom again, right? As she said. But is that a rim job? Should have been a he said joke. But anyways, fucking shit jokes aside, right? That's step three. That's what I'm on right now. Drawing complex shape while rotating it in my mind as I draw it, and then analyzing and then drawing it from memory. The rotating it in my mind as I draw it is to supplement drawing it from memory, so I am more intimately familiar with the shapes that are being drawn. That's just how I'm going about it, and I think it's a really good way to go about it, and I honestly believe it's the only way to go about it. So either listen to me and improve, or don't listen to me and don't improve, right? I heard that the most successful men are the ones who don't ever change their opinions or admit they're wrong, so I'm doing my best. But no, this is a good way, trust. This is a fucking extremely difficult but good way. But anyways, with all that fucking talking, Jesus Christ, I spent 3 minutes talking. Let's just draw. Let's just draw. Again, plane changes seem to be interesting design, right? What else? It's like a main. What else can we do? Okay, let me try from a different perspective. Okay, yeah, I don't really do this angle much, so that's when I'm drawing things. Just trying to think. Right. And something like this. Let's just start off with something like this. And then we can... Well, I also want to do something like this. Right. Now, There's a lot that could be done. But the answer is what should be done. You know? And of course, I could literally just round this and move on, but I want to add a little bit of pizzazz, right? A little bit of a flair. So, let's see. Now, this is where quote unquote design thinking is going to start coming in handy. Something like that, right? And then obviously I'll multiple round it immediately. We'll project it outwards just enough. I don't think it looks that good. But, you know, the best part is, I tried. And I got to the point where I'm like, I don't think it looks that good. Right? That's actually the most important part for me, is being able to conclude that I don't think that looks that good. Right? And the lines obviously need work, because they always need work. But this is, again, it's all a foundation, right? It's a foundation built on work. Let's see. And again, I don't think this looks that good. We're just experimenting. Right? Now, how can we connect these two shapes? Because connections clearly create something, so how can we connect them? Can we connect them? It's possible if I just do see, we're using design languages. Right? I could do maybe something like that, right? Because now it's like, okay, something is connecting. I'm going to multiple around this as well. And again, I'm well aware that none of these look particularly impressive. And look, I wasn't thinking about it from a different perspective the entire time. Right? There you go. But now I am. And now I'm thinking about it that way. That's the thing. Like, because I'm building the skill, it's easier for me to reframe myself into that modal. It's not perfect, but it's easier. Right? So let's see again. Like that, connect all of those. Doesn't really make much sense from this angle, but, and again, perspective is just off in general. So I can actually leave this because I don't really think it's going anywhere anymore. Right? So we can just leave this. So yeah, I fucked up the perspective there too. Yeah, it's all right. I wanted to go somewhere more, but I could not, right? So that's what I like, is like I create design, I figure things out, we ideate, and then we memorize. Right? Let's try again. I want to focus on cylindrical things, so I want to give those an honest shot. Right? And again, because I'm working on making things because I'm trying to also obviously think of things from a different perspective while designing and ideating in my mind, it is extremely important that I start seeing what it is that I'm trying to do, right? I want to make it very clear. Everything that I'm doing is extremely difficult. None of this is whoop-de-doo, I'm just fucking making lines. No, I'm trying to visualize the box and then the shape inside of that box with any angle changes that may occur, while I'm drawing it, visualizing these shapes in a completely different perspective inside a completely different box, while making sure my lines are clean, and also thinking about what makes these shapes look good, right? I hope all of that again puts it into perspective as to exactly how fucking difficult art is and how it's achievable, because I'm literally doing it as I speak. Right? All of this, if it wasn't achievable, why the fuck would this be happening? Why would you be seeing exactly what I'm doing right now if it wasn't achievable? Please tell me that much, right? I have fucking idiots saying Kim Jong-il is a talent and Kim Jong-il this, and I'm one of them. Kim Jong-il this. I've said it before multiple times. Kim Jong-il might even be that, which is, I know, blasphemous, but someone's got to say it, bro. Someone's got to say it. Now, again, oh, that was a really bad line. Right. We got to keep thinking about what makes these designs interesting. Right? Because they're all even here, and that doesn't look good. So clearly that does not look good. Right? There you go. And then we can have something like, because I haven't really foreshortened it at all, but something like that, right? But no, what the fuck? What's the point I'm trying to make is the fact that if these things were not achievable, you would not be seeing someone like me achieving them. And on also, because I really don't like how people glamorize art in the sense that, oh, it's something that is for the fucking like chosen few or whatever bullshit they want to come up with, right? Because it's not. It's for me and me only. No, genuinely though, art is just a skill. And my friend was telling me this is like some people don't like that message because I believe it reflects on them and the fact that they chose not to pursue this skill. That shape's okay, but nothing incredible. Okay, we're gonna move on, make something else, right? But yeah, like you're either one of two people, right? Or maybe one of three people. You either understand art is a skill and you're like, oh, that just means I have to put a lot of work into it. What is work? Volume. What is volume? Intentional repetitions. What are intentional repetitions? Things that you focus purely on in terms of improving your skills, right? You think while you draw, you think while you observe, you think while you create. For any skill, you think, you apply, you think, you iterate, and you just keep making mistakes and keep working on refining those mistakes to be so minor that nobody else notices them, right? Skill acquisition 101. But yeah, you're either one of three people. The first one, what I just described, art is a skill. Wow, that means if they can do it, I can do it. I'm gonna fucking work my ass off because I care a lot about this thing. Cool. Second person understands art as a skill. It's like, wow, it takes a lot of work. I don't really care about it that much, but cool, right? I know how much work goes into it. And then there's a third person, which is art is a skill. What the fuck? I have to put all that work into it. I really want it, but actually, I'm not going to put that work into it. And I'm just going to keep bitching about talent, right? And people will decry the fact that it takes that much work. And I'm just creating false narrative here. Nobody does this. The world's actually sunshine and rainbows. But yeah, people will fucking, maybe this is my fault for reading YouTube comments and seeing retards on Reddit just trying to be the goats but not putting in the work to be a goat. But people will say shit like, oh well, these people are different, and oh, they're actually a different upbringing, or they're just a savant, right? They just see things differently. I don't, dude. Literally, the dude that I got freaking coaching, not coaching. What am I saying? I took art classes in where I am. Like fucking, was it a year ago? No, 2 years ago, right? When I moved to where I currently live. And I remember I mentioned Kim Jong-il, and the art fucking instructor himself, he's like, I'll never be able to do that. That man can draw an engine out of his mind, right? Okay, sure. But what is an engine? An engine is just shit like this, right? And I'm purposefully gonna fucking draw this. Maybe not the best, but I'm doing this to literally prove a point that it's all just based on the things you train, right? An engine is something like this, and then we have maybe, by the way, these are just random shapes. We're about to see how just drawing these random shapes in conjunction with each other can start to make things look a lot more complicated, right? The engine has like a bunch of fucking random wires and stuff. There's random roundings that exist that you're just like, oh, what is that? I don't really understand that, but this is mechanical stuff, right? And then there's even some shit like this, right? I'll never be able to draw an engine, mind you. I just don't have the talent for it. I'll never be able to draw an engine. It's too difficult, right? It requires a specific type of person, someone who really, really understands the world, right? Someone who they're savant. They're just a fucking genius, right? It's not in me. I don't have it in me. I'll never be able to draw an engine because art is just a gift. Art is not a series of rules that can be practiced millions of times, but it is a gift. I'm sorry, it's just how it is, I'll never be able to do these things. I won't be able to make something that looks mechanical and looks like an engine, and I just don't have it in me, I hope I hope the sarcasm is dripping from my voice, leaking like jism, right? Because clearly this is not an engine. We all know this. This is not an engine, right? This isn't even anything close to an engine. But what is it, right? It is something mechanical looking, right? I've gotten a lot of people, like my family especially, saying like, oh wow, the things you draw look, because I'm really super focused on hard surface right now. They look so mechanical. They look like hard surface, or not. They don't know the word hard surface, but like, oh, it looks like an engine. It looks like it would be inside a car, right? Like, damn, that type of stuff. And I'm just like, yep, of course, thank you, right? I can see why you think that, but there. I hope I made my point because I don't want to fucking take up any more space than I already have making this point, right? But there you go. Hopefully this is clear to you now, that you will never be able to draw an engine, right? Because you don't have the talent, right? I don't have the talent. I can't ever do this. This didn't happen. This was all a fucking illusion, mind you, right? Let's just fucking section it off. There you go. Engines are not real, nor is the ability to draw. But that's what I mean. That guy was an extremely skilled fine artist, and even he believed some bullshit that he wouldn't be able to do it, right? So yeah, that's all I have to say. Art is a skill, not a talent, right? The talent is in the hard work. And what is talent really? It's just the ability to do something intuitively, right? How many fucking people do you know who can do this intuitively? The answer is absolutely nobody, and you're bullshitting if you think there are, right? Affinities exist due to predisposed personality traits, right? Interests in specific things, observations in specific things. My girlfriend sees the world in beautiful colors and shapes, and it shows because she paints every now and then, and she painted me something fucking amazing, right, for the covers. Is she talented? No, she just A, enjoys painting, and B, observes the world that happens to coincide with a painterly mindset, which is observing the world in their specific colors and shapes, right? She's always pointing out interesting things that I never noticed, right? My mind analyzes shapes in a completely different way, and I'm as beginner as it gets, I had to train my mind to analyze shapes. Some people are born with that talent, that affinity, that predisposed character trait. but nobody becomes a great, right? Nobody becomes a great without putting the work in. You fucking wasting my goddamn time. It's already 50 minutes. You pieces of shits made me go on a tangent. It's all my fault. Okay, but anyways, yeah, I hope that proved my point, right? There you go. It's all talent. Absolutely no such thing as specific skills to gain. Nothing. None of that. Here you go, guys. You cannot draw something like that. It's impossible. Anyways, let's see. But yeah, I guess what I was trying to say is 3 types of people when they learn that any sort of skill takes hard work, especially art. And those 3 types of people are either people who understand it's a skill and they're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go off on this thing because now I know that if they can do it, I can do it. Second person's like, wow, I know I can go off on this thing. If they can do it, I can do it. But I don't really care that much. I'll just do it casually. And I'm aware of the fact that it's not the most optimal way, but I don't really care about getting to an extremely high level. Cool. Okay, I shit on you. I think of you as the worst scum possible. But if that's what you want, no, like that's fine. If you have your fucking, it's about obviously being clear with your priorities and what you want, right? And yeah, the third person, once they get their mind blown that art is a skill, they usually go start frothing at the mouth, and they're like, it cannot be, because again, the second person understands that, oh, okay, so like I wasn't really working as hard as I needed to be or working on the right things, but you know what, that's fine. I don't care that much. Right? The third person is literally the second person, but they do care and they don't have the humility to, you know, and honestly, the fucking self-awareness to be like, oh wow, I need to get my shit together. I need to start working on things that actually have a purpose, right? No, they just blame the world. Or they just re out of existence. I'm trying to see, okay, what can we do here? Hinge. Because this can actually turn to a pretty fucking cool shape, I think. I just have to be very intentional about what I do. There you go. Let's try something like, okay, well, that line was pretty shit. Wait, I see my continuous lines have definitely gotten a lot better, which is nice, right? And obviously we're going to multiple round this. Now, how much do I want to multiple round this? Not that much. Not that much. Just enough that it's evident that it's being multiple rounded. But yeah, all I'm saying is if you're on this channel and you're literally listening at this point, it should be very clear what type of work you need to put in. I'm going to keep pointing people to my shorts. If you go to the shorts tab, you'll see that I did like for artwod's preliminary content creation testing, whatever. Right, I joined up early. I was lucky to get it, or just not luck, but I just happened to email them on time, and I got it. Cool, right? And those I use because I was never gonna make short form content, but I was like, fuck it. If I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it useful. So all those exercises, by the way, are exercises that they exist to be done in order. They exist to be more difficult each time, right? Each one, and they exist to give you a fucking brain dead, don't think, just do template, right? So yeah, just go to that. You know, anybody listening in the future, because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people listening in the future curious as to how I achieved the skills that I have, and they're gonna keep hearing the same things, which is, oh wow, he just really practiced the fundamentals. He had a great mindset around it, and he kept pushing himself and challenging himself. That's who would have thought? Who would have thought? Right? It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, totally incredible. Yeah, but that's fucking Dragon Ball Z abridged. the fake Namekians. I'm just trying to. Okay, so that means I can do something like this. Right, then I can do something like that. There you go. Shape looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's starting to look pretty fucking cool. But I need to actually add the multiple rounding inside. There you go. Now we must think. Oh no, not thinking. Is what I would say if I was a bitch. But I'm not a bitch. I am man. I am manly man. Super manly man. Let's see. My lines are getting very thick. It's not ideal. And okay, so if that worked, then I just gotta do the same thing here, right? Because this is the bottom. So, oh, it has to be a bit lower. Yeah. We have to be able to see the bottom of this. So how the fuck? No, because it's actually jutting, so we're not gonna see the bottom of this. Aren't we? I gotta think about that, actually. I don't think we are. Cool. Let's see, let me just do something like this. Ta-da! Okay, we have a small one there. And then maybe the big one can be something that's actually a bit... No, I think I'm gonna do something like this. Right? And again, I'm taking a risk here. Let it be known that this is maybe not even gonna work out. Right? Because who knows if it's actually gonna work. It says I do not know, but I'll do it anyways. Right? Now that doesn't look that good. But it's okay, because we tried. I tried to create something interesting out of it. Right? Now, to make things even more cool, we can try doing something like this. Right? To showcase that, oh, it's all connected. Right? It's connected, and then we can connect it again from the back. This time we can make it a bit longer, I think. And connect it like that. I know the perspective's actually pretty off, to be honest. Like, I'm pretty well aware of that, right? But, oh, it's almost been an hour. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna rest my brain after this, and I'm gonna rotate this. And we'll call it for this, for the time being. This really doesn't look that good. The way it's nested in there, right? Let's see, I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to think. I think the fucking the perspective is definitely off. Is it? I'm trying to see. Yeah, it should be going that way. Well, I can just fix this then. There you go. Do something like that. Okay. And we'll just round it out. Okay, I think that actually made it worse. But I will survive. Hey, hey, hey. Wait, that was Fat Albert mixed. Actually, one of my latest thumbnails, my most recent thumbnails, is literally going to be hey, 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 Fat Albert here. I couldn't think of anything else. I'll just make the thumbnails. I'm like, that right there, that is genius. That is compelling. But anyways, I'm going to rest my brain. I'm going to memorize this. It'll be fun. I'm excited. I think I'm challenging myself. I'd like to believe I'm challenging myself, but I do need to consistently start thinking of these in different perspectives, because this time I think I only did like 20% of the time. So we gotta be aware of that. Awareness is what leads to change, right? So gotta be really aware of that. Although I will say, just the ability to start looking at this from a different perspective in my mind, not the entire thing, mind you, just like what I'm generally focused on. Like, so looking at this, I can generally see it roughly in my mind's eye, right, as to how it would look if it was in front of me, right? If I was looking at it from this view, you know, it's all general. I want to be very clear. Like, it's not perfect. It's really not perfect, but it's building, right? We are building it. But anyways, let me just because that was bothering me. Yeah, honestly, my art style is gonna be goddamn fucking tedious because I love rendering, and I also love drawing complex forms, and I love detailing everything. So my biggest thing when it comes to my art style is like figuring out what I want to detail and what I want to leave out. But as I'm gonna get better, I'm actually like Animorphs is gonna be incredible. It's gonna be incredibly detailed, and it's gonna take an incredibly long time. My only worry is I'm gonna die before I get to finish it, to be honest, or I get copyright sued up the ass. But if you put the word fan in front of everything, according to GPT, you'll still get sued, so I'm fucked. But either that or Scholastic needs to realize how amazing opportunity they have here and beg me that I allow them to use my IP, because it is my IP, because I created it, not Michael Grant and Kay Applegate, not the many ghostwriters, but me, I did that. Okay, anyways, bullshit aside, I need to understand the shape. Okay. Oh, obviously I'm analyzing this, trying to think about it from a different perspective, but again, language. So we have an elliptical thing, right? It's bordered and then it's multiple rounded. We have this sort of diamond shaped, we have the diamond shape behind it. It's multiple rounded outwards and then projected, a bit slim with a cutout here, right? And then, let's see, like this shape is so dumb. I should have just had it come out normally like this one. That would have looked pretty good. But I was experimenting, so I'm not gonna give myself too much shit. I'm just gonna tear this paper up once I'm done. But to think this has been an hour. I gotta fill out this entire page and the back of it too. Not the back, but whatever I do, right? Whatever I do. And then, let's see, we have this up top. This is diagonal. And then it goes inwards. This is also diagonal. Right. A good challenge would be to do this from the opposite side, so I actually understand what I'm drawing. I think I'm going to do that. Still below, but opposite. Right. Now that's going to be a good challenge. Let's see. This is a tapered over there. Comes out again. What the fuck did I do here? I actually don't even know what I tried to do here. Oh, that was just the shape. It's actually trying to inform the shape like this. That didn't really work out, right? Probably isn't even clear to you what I tried doing there, but what I'm saying is if the shape was like that, I was just trying to, the contour, do something like this, but you can see it's a lot more subtle, right? It's not as fucking good as that, but then again, I just fucked everything up, so we'll leave it. But let's see. Analyze, and I think I'm just gonna have to do my best to understand what's going on, right? That's the biggest thing I've realized with these shapes I'm drawing is we have to start understanding how things connect, right? If we don't understand how things connect and what's being connected, right? Like I need to understand that this is connected to this, which comes out through here, and then this is connected to that, right? But again, we can't just be like, oh, this is all connected together, because the mental effort is also, okay, what the fuck is the shape? How many different angles does the shape have? This is a diamond shape. I gotta think about that, right? Like all the different angles in conjunction with each other. When I'm more advanced, a couple years from now, who knows how long this will take, but when I'm more advanced in something like this, right, then I'll be able to be like, oh, okay, like it's just this thing connected to that thing, because I'm not exerting mental energy on what the thing is and how to draw it. I'm more exerting mental energy on how they connect and the nuance of it, which is why hard surface designers are incredible, because they design really interesting shapes, but it's mechanically and functionally legitimate, right? That's why they research pistons and Yeah, like pistons and pivots and axles and hinges and ball and joints, right? Like the list fucking goes on, right? But it's not my goal is to be a hard surface designer, but I'm okay taking my time to just min max right now in this session, like as much of this hard surface stuff as I can, because then when I go back, I'll be slightly better, right? Like it'll be like, oh, okay, like I can do this and more. I'll probably be a bit slightly worse than this, and then I'll be able to re-achieve and push past better because my spatial reasoning from other practices will have improved. But yeah, I'm gonna stop wasting time. So, oh god, my fucking all that mucus in my throat. This sickness is not going away. Okay, I'm just gonna analyze it one last time, right? And then we just gotta do it. And this I know is gonna be very difficult. Right, like this I know it's gonna be very, very difficult. So let's cover this. And I'm excited because this is like the last little bit of brain energy I got in this session. I'll be back in literally like fucking 25 minutes, but let's see. Okay, let's do this. So again, language is powerful, so let's use language. Right, and then it expands outward. Let's see, something like this. Pretty sure the perspective is off here. Yeah, it's very off. yeah, it's very, very off. But you know what? We'll just have to accept it. Okay, and then we have that, right? The fucking. Oh wait, but we also have this. Right, wasn't that part of it too? Something like. I know I messed this up completely over here. But let's see, and then we had the tail end of this. It was a bit longer. Don't want to make my lines too shit. And I do believe I had maybe something like this. Right? And now the shapes. That's the most difficult part. The shapes. So I have to think, like, how did I jut things out? Right? Wasn't it something like... Because we can make it in the middle. We can do that. We can make it right in the middle. And then we can do something like... Right? Same thing on the back. We can... Because it was pretty simple in that regard. Right? And then obviously it was multiple rounded, so we'll just add this. Also, my voice sounds like I sound like a fucking child, I realize, in my recordings. I don't know what happened to it picking up the deep resonating boom, but I sound like a complete bitch boy. So exciting times. And then, oh, there you go, perfect. So now I can do this as well. This is slightly smaller, actually. Right, oh wait, did I fuck up the perspective? I think I did. I think this entire thing I fucked up the perspective of. But overall, I believe I'm retaining a decent amount of what needs to be retained. Right? And then we have... Right, it's like that. And I'm trying to think. Okay, I think I know what it is. Right? So it's like this. Then this one is further back, so it's... Oh, and that's when this comes about, right? I don't know. Let's see. Oof, this does make sense to me though. There you go. I think maybe it's too thick. I think these maybe need to be a bit bigger. Or maybe I made this entire thing too small. I feel as maybe it's a bit too small, but we'll see. Right? Same thing here. Where it's just... Again, I'm thinking about the entire perspective again. It's just something like this. Right? So I gotta think about the perspective, and then I gotta see, because that's the perspective, and then we just hang a little bit away. There you go. And this is obviously where it... Oh, wait, that was close. That was... Fuck. There you go. There you go. That is how it makes sense to me. The lines are going to be very shoddy. I'm not going to apologize, because what the fuck am I apologizing for? But I'm going to make it very clear the lines are going to be very shoddy. Right? But already a little bit of the intent and the attempt is being made very clear. Okay, so then what happened? Then we had the fucking like giant trapezoid, but it was connected. So it was... No, wait. It was the cylinder and then the trapezoidal shape. And there's a connection between that and... Maybe. I don't know, but okay, let's just assume that connection is happening there. Right? And then we have the giant trapezoidal shape, which is... No, wait, if that's the fucking perspective. Oh, I fucked up the perspective. 100% I fucked up the perspective. Okay, well, let's just follow it. There you go. That's just where it is. Right. And then it comes out, so it's like this. Right. And then we have the giant cylinder. Something like that. Okay, that was really difficult. And it was so much smaller. It was so much smaller. And yeah, this was much... So I had the idea down. Okay, yeah, so this thing, this is in the way, and then this connects. I guess what I didn't establish for myself was how these shapes... Because like they're supposed to be more like this. Right? They're supposed to be more like that. So I actually didn't internalize what the back of these shapes would be like. And drawing it from memory was very difficult, and I completely fucked up the perspective here, but that was really fun. That was really fucking fun, because I can feel myself getting slightly better and really thinking hard about what is happening, right? So, oh no, and this was on the front, or the back rather than closer to the edge. That was nice. That was good. I'm very, 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 very happy at the fact that I put a lot of effort in. And again, what was the goal? What's always the goal? I'm going to try hard, I'm going to fail a lot, and I'm going to focus on the effort. And I'm going to enjoy all the failings and the effort that come with it. And I did that. I tried very hard. So yeah, I'm going to call it here. I'll literally be back in half an hour to do my second round or second hour of practice today. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you fucking tried hard, and I hope you enjoyed trying hard, and all that mattered to you was that you tried hard. I hope you were intentional with your practice, and I hope you kept pushing what the fuck pushing the boundaries of what you were practicing, right? Cognitive effort being the primary determinant of your output, right? Which will wane and wax and leave you with a spanking shiny bottom, but yeah, that's all that matters. Anyways, with that being said, as always, I'm doing hand motions now because my shorts made me realize that's pretty fun. So yeah, as always, fuck you for watching, keep drawing, and please give me money. Thank you. Here, how many more? There, that's fine.